You have got to hear what Saraya just said about Rhea Ripley. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing what could be potentially one of the greatest matches in wrestling history. And yes, I know that is bold. But Saraya, she's a free agent right now because her career from WWE spanned from 2018 or from the early 2010s to into 2018, and she ultimately retired due to a neck injury. She had stenosis. It sucked, but she remained part of the roster, filling various roles until 2022 when she departed. Now, what's interesting about this is it was actually the Vince McMahon regime who opted not to get her deal renewed. But when Triple H came in, he had talks with her and tried to bring her back. Ultimately, though, she decided to go to AEW, and she had eh, a lackluster run there. Let's be honest. Let's not even fake it. It was not what we all envisioned. She won the women's championship at All In. That was fine, but she didn't do anything of much, and it was just a big waste of time, I believe. But on the flip side, she did get back into wrestling. Something may or may not have happened in WWE in terms of an active in ring performer. Now, the landscape has changed in WWE in the 7 years that she last wrestled in the ring. And should she return, there are a handful of opponents that she would like to face. There's plenty of them out there. While she's worked with a lot, there's tons. There's Liv Morgan. There's Rhea Ripley. There's Tiffany Stratton. There's Jade Cargill. There's Bianca Belair. There's so many people. And she recently did an interview talking about how it would be an amazing thing for her to work with Rhea Ripley, who is one of WWE's biggest stars. She did so on the Before the Bell podcast when asked about potential opponents should she return to WWE. Now, before I get into what she said about Rhea, just keep in mind that it's not a guarantee that Saraya is returning to WWE. I touched on that in a previous video, and I'll touch on it here later in this one. Just keep in mind, she's still a free agent. She still has plenty of options out there, not necessarily in wrestling, but I would say just overall, right? She can continue her modeling career, maybe go into acting. She can start a podcast. She has a lot of ventures going on, and I'm very happy for her. This is what she had to say. I feel like me and Rhea would make a good tag team. I would love to wrestle her too. There's so many women that I would want to wrestle. I do one day, not anytime soon, obviously. There's a lot of room for me, but I would love to face Rhea. I'm a big fan of how Liv Morgan has shaped her career too from when I was there. She's been doing such a good job. She's amazing. She's really, really great. Her character work, everything's really great. Charlotte Flair is just a star, dude. I love her so much. She carries herself like a star. She looks like a star, and I would love to go around the block with her one more time. Natty too, obviously implying Natalia. I think we've seen the song and dance between Paige and Charlotte, Saraya and Charlotte, however you want to word it. So I'm not necessarily interested in that, but like Saraya is still young, right? I think she's 34, right? She's very, very young in this business, but she's been around for so long in this business. Do I want to see her team up with Rhea? No, no. I have no interest in seeing Rhea Ripley and Saraya be tag team players together. Am I open to the idea of, hey, let's put Saraya in a tag team, put her with a younger star, and let that younger star get a rub off of her and learn from the business? Sure, I'm good with that. But like Rhea Ripley is a megastar right now. She doesn't necessarily need a mentor. Although I think anytime you do get a mentor, that can help. But this is not a, oh my gosh, she's still learning the ropes type thing. She's been in this business for a very long time. She's found success in NXT UK, NXT, and obviously here on the main roster. I would say 2023 was a breakout year, but it was really 2024 was the year that made her. All of the adversity, the ups, the downs, the peaks, the valleys, the Liv Morgan feud, right? Early 2025, she's done fantastic work. Saraya coming back to WWE does entertain me because you do have so many options on the table. You have so many people in which she can work with. And more importantly, there's so many women that she can help, right? Not only from a on television standpoint, giving them the rub, giving them the shine, giving them the prestige of sharing the ring with her, potentially beating her, feuding with her, doing promos with her, But I also think there's a lot that she can help with. She can help people in the ring, and she can help people with their promos and her backstage presence. She's in a much, much different place than she was back in the day, right? She's gone through her challenges and her demons just like everyone else, but she seems to be in a very, very good place right now. She just released her autobiography. It did very, very well. She's got a lot going on, and I think the biggest difference between Paige back then when she retired to where she is now is wrestling is not her life. It's part of her life. It's not her life. And I think in life, we have to be very careful with that in terms of our careers taking precedent over everything. I think there always needs to be something in front of career, just to keep you whole. Because if you lose your career, then you lose your identity, and if you lose your identity, then it takes you a lot longer to rebound in a career move that pays the bills on a day to day basis. So I think she's in a much better place. I'm happy for her. She looks great. She seems great. She has a lot of potential in a second WWE tenure, right? She can go out there, she works smarter, works better. And I think the biggest thing that I took away from her AEW tenure, and I think it's something in which you can look at if she does return to WWE, is this. What was the belief about Saraya in WWE? Well, she was a great worker, right? She had a lot of charisma, but she wasn't the greatest promo. In AEW, I think it was actually in reverse. I didn't think she had the greatest of matches in the world because I think she had to work different. She had to work smarter. There's a lot more in-ring psychology and stuff. Most of her career in AEW was as a heel, and so she really, really played up on that and heel heat and chicken crap stuff and like that. But I think her promos was actually where she shined. I thought her promos was where she did her best work in AEW, and she was able to help others and everything like that. So if you're a WWE, you go, "Hey, okay, we don't want you to necessarily be full time here in terms of like working every week, but like, can you work a match, once or twice a month? Yeah, great, all right. So there's 24 matches in a year, or a little bit more, a little bit less, right? But we really just want you to go out there and cut promos. We want you to either get your opponent over, or get a younger talent over, by having a faction or even a tag team, right? I'm really not opposed to the tag team idea with a younger star. I just don't think Rhea Ripley benefits from it, and I don't think Saraya benefits from it, and I don't think if you're either or, why you would want to benefit from it. That's not to say they can't team up once. I'm okay with that. I think most people would, but like as a regular tag team, yeah, no thanks. But hopefully Saraya returns.